Cashing a third-party check can be a bit more complex than cashing a regular check. But with the right steps, you can successfully complete the process. A third-party check is a check that is written to one person, but is then signed over to another person, often with the phrase "pay to the order of." To cash a third-party check, you first need to make sure the check is properly endorsed by the original payee. This means the original payee must sign the back of the check and write "pay to the order of," followed by your name. Without this endorsement, you will not be able to cash the check. Next, you will need to go to a bank or check cashing store that accepts third-party checks. Not all banks or check cashing stores accept third-party checks, so it is a good idea to call ahead to confirm. You will need to provide identification, such as a driver's license or passport, to verify your identity. When you arrive at the bank or check cashing store, let the teller or cashier know that you want to cash a third-party check. They will review the check to make sure it is properly endorsed and that the endorsement matches the name on your identification. If everything is in order, the teller or cashier will then verify the check with the issuing bank to make sure it is valid and that there are sufficient funds to cover the check. This may take a few minutes, so be patient. Once the check has been verified, the teller or cashier will give you the cash for the check, minus any fees that the bank or check cashing store may charge. Make sure to ask about any fees before you cash the check, so you know how much you will receive. It is also important to note that some banks or check cashing stores may have specific requirements or restrictions for cashing third-party checks, such as requiring a certain type of identification or having a minimum balance in your account. Be sure to ask about any requirements or restrictions before you try to cash the check. Overall, cashing a third-party check requires careful attention to detail and a clear understanding of the process. By following these steps and being prepared, you can successfully cash a third-party check and get the money you need.